If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? Ill-fated words I will choke.
Happy Lacrosse Thursday to everyone in the sports universe. It is June the 9th, 2022, 6/9. This is the AM Drive on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, and we are live. For Thumbs Up Sammy Action in an authentic Tom Brady jersey, I am Michael Carvello saying, well done, Sammy, for fulfilling your word there.
Hey, I told you I don't own a lot of jerseys, and this is probably the nicest one I have. But I'm definitely Team Brady in any argument with Rodgers or anyone else. Bring it on.
We're gonna have some fun debates when the finals is all over. Woo-wee! Who's got the best morning show though, Sammy?
These guys.
We definitely do. And to support the show in the easiest way possible and possibly the lowest price possible, go to amdrive.online, get an awesome maroon hoodie like this, mug, got all kinds of stuff, tumblers. They're all dirt cheap for good quality. Support the show, amdrive.online. All right, let's get right into it because I'm feeling good again. The Boston Celtics beat the Warriors 116-100, and now they lead the series 2-1. Sammy, I'll be honest with you. Boston's defense has been really good. I know Steph Curry's had a few good third quarters now, but this Boston team, man, they answer everything. Every single time this postseason they've gone through it, they answer the bell. It's been their calling card all postseason. I know it's a cliche. We always answer. This team does that very well. I thought Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both played well. Marcus Smart got in on the mix. They fouled out Draymond Green. Thank the Lord. It was a good game, and I thought the Celtics deserved to win.
It was a good game, and Celtics were definitely the better team at home. But, it's interesting. This is the third game in this series, and all three have played out almost exactly the same way, right?
Right.
This one was a little bit more skewed towards Boston in the first half, but the first halves of both games have been pretty tight.
Yep.
The third quarter has been lights out Warriors, and the fourth quarter has been lights out Boston. And those differentials are massive. I want to say Golden State's outscoring Boston by like 15 points in the third, and Boston's outscoring Golden State by like 13 points in the fourth. I mean, it's insane, and it keeps happening the exact same way. If Boston is close heading into the fourth, it seems like they're going to win every game.
Do you believe that Boston is taking control of the series? Because I told you I felt like they would, like the winner of game 3. And obviously you're up 2-1. That's obviously a thing. But to me, Boston needed to get this win in order for this series to look good for them. This was a big step in winning the finals.
Every win is big, of course, and winning at home is not as important as winning on the road. But Boston's already stole one in Golden State, so if they just hold serve at home, they go up 3-1 after these two. It's hard to come back. I mean, and look, Golden State had a 3-1 lead in the series and lost in the finals before, so it's clearly possible. But holding serve in these two games at home, giving yourself that 3-1 lead really, really makes it easy for you to say you're the best team in the series. We'll see what happens next game, but the games have been pretty decent. I gave the NBA a lot of crap for all the previous rounds. These games have been very competitive and fun to watch.
Yeah, about time we earned that. We earned the series, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked basketball, and this was all pushing me more towards hockey because the hockey games have been great and the basketball games have been trash. And so it's nice to see the finals actually have a competitive and decent game back and forth in all three games, really.
Fair enough. So, Sammy, I wanted to give you a little segment here. You've been texting me and Aaron about it, and I'm calling this segment Sammy's Stories. And we're going to call this one Building Boston Basketball. I know you have a take on this, and I want to just tell me what this is and tell me what you're about to say.
So when I look at Boston's team, everybody remembers the footprint of Danny Ainge, right? He trades away Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. Those draft picks result in becoming Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And we say, well, that's how Boston was built to be a championship team. And they're up 2-1 in the series. They haven't won anything just quite yet. But I wanted to take a little deeper dive into what Brad Stevens has brought to the table into this team, right? He was a coach for a long time. He molded those two young players, but now he's the GM. Did he have any part to play in this team becoming a championship caliber team? And I did a lot of research. I spent some time, but actually I found a great article on NBC by a guy named Darren Hartwell, who actually put all this in a really pretty bow for me so I could just sort of spout off some stuff for you. Brad Stevens made 4 trades, 4 moves, if you will, this year. He's only been GM for 1 year, but he made 4 pretty significant moves. And individually, if you look at these moves, you think Boston was on the losing end of all 4. And if you look at them now you're like, wow, these trades were fantastic. So let me go through them with you really quickly. On June 18th, he traded Kemba Walker for Al Horford. And in a bubble, that in itself doesn't seem like it's that big of a trade. But what he actually traded away in this trade was Kemba Walker, and they gave away a first-round pick in 2021 and a second-round pick in 2025 for Al Horford. And at the time, Kemba Walker was still a pretty good player. They also got back Moses Brown and a second-round pick as well. But the meat of this trade looks really bad for Boston. But now, with Kemba Walker's bad knee and how well Al Horford has played, this was like a steal for the Celtics. At the time, I didn't know what it was. June 28th, he hired Ime Udoka, the coach of the Celtics. And at that time, he wasn't a sought-after prodigy of coaching. No one else was going after him. And it's easy for a new GM to come in and just hire the hot name, the hot take, coach that's out there. Yep. This guy went out and found a guy who represents what Boston basketball was going to be like. And this guy's been great. I mean, if you look at, he wasn't coach of the year, but he probably should have been up in that conversation. Absolutely phenomenal first-year head coach for them. And hats off to Brad Stevens for going outside the bubble and finding someone that matches his team versus just picking, the biggest name he could find.
Right.
This third one is the one that was most baffling to me. February 10th, he trades a first-round pick, Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, for Derek White. And Derek White was a backup player for the Spurs. And here's, again, a move where you give away first-round draft capital, you give away a player for an unproven guy who's never won anything. And if anybody can doubt that this trade was not a sure win now for the Celtics, Derek White has been one of their best players, even though he comes off the bench.
Right.
And these moves that he did, getting rid of Richardson, getting rid of Kemba Walker, opened up more minutes for Marcus Smart as a player, opened up more minutes for Tatum and Brown, shortening the bench and giving them more opportunity to get on the court. So all of these moves, I think, are spectacular. And the last move isn't quite as big, but still important. Trading Dennis Schroeder, again, giving more minutes to Marcus Smart. Trading away Dennis Schroeder to get Daniel Thesis, getting some more size. Getting a backup guy. And you trade away Dennis Schroeder, Bruno Fernando, and Enes Freedom, who had been a little bit of a bust in Boston. Got a guy who, he could plug and play as center.
Right.
Individually, these 4 moves all look one-sided and away from the Celtics. And this is the definition of managing, managing your roster, right? This is the definition of going out and talent evaluating. And my hat's off to Brad Stevens, man. Those 4 moves are what this team is about. And this is why Boston is set up to win a championship, in my opinion. What do you think about these moves? What do you think at the time of these moves?
At the time, the one that I would question the most, and you might be surprised, is Romeo Langford trade. Because I still don't know if Romeo Langford is going to be good, but I mean, you can only keep a guy in the G League for so long. I mean, some of these guys are so good coming right out of college. If you're not good like right now, you might be shipped away and just be a journeyman for a long time. Nothing that's a knock on Romeo Langford. But you're right, Derek White has been a pro, and taking someone from the Spurs system to me was huge. Like a Spurs system is similar to the Boston system. There are guys who will never give up on plays. They're going to play the right way, fundamentally sound. That's fantastic. To your point, by the way, Al Horford only scored 11 points. He also had 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and he played 30 minutes. Shot 5 of 7, and of course was a game 1 hero. Derek White only got 7 points, but played 24 significant minutes. And Marcus Smart played 39 big minutes, to your point, like playing big minutes for him. 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And hit some big shots.
These moves are directly shaping who this team is. And while Danny Ainge's footprint will always be on this team for the 2 picks that they, turn into superstars, these are the moves that teams have to make. These talent evaluations are what wins championships. So, man, hats off to Brad Stevens. What a great job.
And hats off to the Celtics for hiring. Because right now, Danny Ainge is stuck wishing he still had Quinn Snyder in Utah. I mean, he's trying to build them up and hoping he holds on to Donovan Mitchell. Brad Stevens just stepped in and filled that void immediately. Fantastic job. And good story from you.
Well, thanks. Actually, like I said, I found a really great article by that guy from NBC. And so hats off to him. I like to always give credit to good authors doing good work.
Amen. If you want the sports talk, tap the subscribe box on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, like us. If you're on Twitter, follow us. It's that simple. When we come back, we're talking about the Lightning and the Rangers. Who will take control in winning Game 5? Also, NFL True False, including talk about the Chiefs, Buccaneers, Cowboys, and Deshaun Watson. We'll be right back to the AM Drive on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah. You want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Hey, Sammy, I want an awesome jersey for my favorite player, for my favorite team, and there's also a daily deal. But I got to go to MikeandAaronDrive.com and do what in order to do that?
If you want that Baker Mayfield jersey, man, go on Mike and Aaron Drive and click the F.
Baker Mayfield. Wow, you have low standards for me. I almost wore my Mitchell Trubisky jersey today because you were going to wear the Brady thing, just to let you know.
I do like some Trubisky.
Oh, yeah, I like him a lot too. So when you click the F, the entire Fanatics store is open to your disposal. Today's special offer is still free shipping on $24 or more. So go out there, spend some money, support your team, player, league, and the show. Go to MikeandAaronDrive.com and click the Fanatics logo. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers are at Game 5 tonight at 8 Eastern. I believe it's on TNT. So this one should be fun. New York with a raucous Madison Square Garden should be going crazy. Sammy, if you're New York, what do you have to do in this game? Because I have an idea of what I want to do.
I think if you're in New York, you have to get off to a better start. They did not get off to great starts here in the last game. They were clearly outplayed badly in the last game. I think getting the crowd involved early, getting that momentum built up early. This is not a high scoring game. These are not high scoring teams in general. Getting that first one, getting your confidence kind of builds up, I think is important here. Outside of that, they've been very evenly matched teams over the series. Puck bounce either way can go, for either team. Be lucky. This is going to be a slugfest between these two.
I believe this might be the most physical game of the entire series. And my thought on the Rangers was exactly yours. It's more specifically get to Vasilevsky early. Because you cannot, if you're trailing, let's say it's tied, and like you're trailing 1-0. And it's like you're trailing 2-0. You cannot come back. Lightning do not allow comebacks. They just don't come back. So they don't allow the comebacks. But I'm telling you, this is insane right now how Vasilevsky can just set the tone for this team. And I'm with you. Rangers got to get to them early.
I mean, yeah, the Lightning have proven to be able to come back. They were down 2-0 in Game 3 and stormed back late in that game. But in general, with the quality of goaltending these two teams have, the team who gets out into the lead, these teams can hold them off. The team who scores first, my guess, is going to win this game. I hope the series goes 7, and so I'm sort of rooting for the Rangers in this spot because I think that Bay will win again at home. But it's a real tough. This is a very tough and a difficult match for both of them. This is going to be a hard-fought battle. Definitely a physical battle, in my opinion. I think you're right about that.
I cannot wait. It's going to be good hockey tonight. There's no NBA, so I can take a rest from the NBA tonight. I watched some WNBA games. I've been checking up on those. It's been pretty fun.
Check out the Aces. They're like the best team in the league.
Connecticut Sun have something to say about that. But I'm telling you, the Aces. I don't know if you saw my segment on the Mike said it first, like a couple weeks ago. I said the Aces should be the favorites. And guess who their coach is?
Who's their coach?
Becky Hammond.
Ah.
A Popovich disciple.
I know they have the game. I want to take my kids to see some of their games. I've heard they're really fun.
They also have Asia Wilson, who's like a beast. He was an awesome forward. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's get to our new favorite game show. It's kind of getting old. Like this is part 7. They're our 7th day in a row doing this thing. I love them. The NFL never sleeps. Neither do we.
It's so true.
NFL True or False and K. Why that is. Chiefs can start slow again and still make the playoffs, just like they did last year.
Want me to go first?
Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to say this is true. And I pulled up real
wow.
quickly the Chiefs' schedule. The Chiefs have an absolute brutal first half schedule. They play in Arizona, they play in Indianapolis, in Tampa Bay, home against Buffalo, and at San Francisco. I would expect that gauntlet to not produce an 8-0 record by any means going into their bye. But their second half schedule is incredibly light. They end the season with Denver twice, Houston, Seattle, and Las Vegas. And so those last 7 games, they can actually sweep them. So to your point, can they start slow? Sure. If they get through that first half gauntlet and they get to their bye above 500, this team can win 11 or 12 games. So absolutely they can.
You convinced me because I'll be honest, I did not leave the first half of the schedule. But because Sammy is such a good researcher, I cannot let that go. I was going to say because the division is tougher, but you're right, though. The Colts had a problem last year with a tough start, and they had to, figure that out. So I'm with you now. That's definitely a thing. If you're playing all those gauntlets in the first half of the season, it's okay if you're like 4-4.
Yeah, especially when you get to play Seattle and Houston towards the end. Those are pretty sure wins for Kansas City's team, in this way. And here's the thing: the narrative for Kansas City is going to be negative for the first half of the season because everybody's going to talk about how they lost Tyreek Hill and they're struggling early on. Their offense isn't scoring, and probably forgetting the fact they're just playing the most elite teams in the NFL the first half. And so this is a situation where if you're a betting person, betting Kansas City to win the Super Bowl second half will give you great odds, in my opinion. Better than you'll get preseason.
That Simi said it first. Eat it and like it. I like what Patrick Mahomes said. He said everybody in the offense is going to be involved. I think Miko Hardman, people are sleeping, man. People are sleeping on that dude. They have the other guy that I think what was it, Jarrett McKinnon, who came on last year real well. Chiefs are going to be no slouches. If they're 500 or better for the first 8 games, but like they're still not like the best, bet them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They still have who? Patrick Mahomes,
Kelsey,
and
still have Travis Kelsey.
That's a good point too. The Buccaneers will be the best NFC team in the regular season. I'm going to say false because Matthew Stafford and the Rams exist. Now, this could be true. Actually, I lied. I don't even know why I said that. I'm wishy-washy this morning. So it's true because of the divisions they play in. The Buccaneers play against the Saints. We have no idea if they're going to. We know they're going to be good defensively, but what else we don't know. The Falcons, who are awful on paper. The Panthers, who don't know if they want to start Sam Darnold or Matt Corral, which I'm okay with either one, I guess, at this point. And then the Rams have to deal with the bloodbath that is the NFC West, and Seattle still knows them pretty well. I think it's true. I think NFC East will be a shell of itself once again. Probably be a 9-8 team wins that division. NFC North, Packers going to be worse. I think Buccaneers might win this NFC regular season pretty easily.
I think, again, based on the points you made in the second half of your argument, I think it's true. The division the Bucks play in is probably the worst in football. And, if anything less, in my opinion, than going, 6-0 against those teams probably would be a failed experiment for this team. This Bucks team is very talented. With that being said, they finished, I want to say, either with the best record or tied or one game back of the Packers last year, but they lost this tiebreaker. And so they were already towards the top as one of the best teams in the league last year. And
right.
I see no reason for them not to steamroll their schedule this year. Again, they'll play some tough games, but 12 wins is clearly on the table. And 12-5 is probably going to be good enough to be the best team in the NFC.
Leonard Fournette was a huge re-signing for them. I've actually FaceTimed Leonard Fournette. He has yet to fulfill his promise of coming on the show. But Leonard Fournette was a big re-signing for them. He will be, once again, the bell cow. Tom Brady will have, he can also catch the balls out of the backfield. That's going to be huge for them because he's a tough guy.
I think they also need to probably re-sign Gronk. Those safety blankets for Brady are important for him. Brady's a guy who will throw the ball if he knows where you're going to be, and new guys and him haven't always meshed well. That's why he's people say he's a system quarterback, but at the same time he creates the system because he's the one who tells people where he wants them to be to throw the ball. And so I think Brady will have another big year. He should have won MVP in my opinion last year. I think he finished second. He'll have another big year at the ageless wonder who I've been saying for years is a vampire. But he will have another good year, and they will probably be the best team in the NFC.
There's a little bit of fangs growing, I see. Cowboys are still the best NFC East team. I say false because I've heard a lot of. How about Golden Tate goes on one of the NFL Network shows, and it says he believes the Bills will let Daniel Jones loose. And according to Golden Tate, who played with Matthew Stafford, who is now a champion in the NFL, Golden Tate said Daniel Jones can make every throw and needs to be let loose this year. I think like you said, the Commanders, people don't understand the Commanders last year, their defense was supposed to be good. It should be good this year again. The Eagles got better. Cowboys, man, they have Dak Prescott, but that's about it.
I mean, the East has been the division of mediocrity for a good 10 years. I mean, teams win this division with nine wins sometimes. I mean, it's usually not a very big blowout division. These teams play each other really tough intra-division, and they don't do well outside of their division. So the Cowboys may end up being the best team in the NFC East, but it won't be by much if they are. I do think that the Giants will finish last, and they can let Daniel Jones loose, and then they let Daniel Jones go because he won't be their quarterback next year. But I don't know, man. The Commanders can win eight games. Philadelphia can win 9 games. Cowboys can win 10 games. I mean, I don't see any of them getting above more than 10 wins anyway. So I think it'll be a good race down to the end. I don't think the Cowboys are far and ahead the best team, and I like the Eagles. I think the Eagles have a good young crew, and
Yep.
I like to see them take the next step forward. Jalen Hurts is, he's got to prove to be a winning quarterback, not just a stat filler. And they have a good young team though. I think they could definitely make some noise in the East this year.
I also think Nick Sirianni still deserves public apologies from all the Philadelphia reporters. Well, when we heard that man's first press conference, he's such an inept, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, guys, this dude was fantastic last year for that team. No one had them making the playoffs. No one.
True.
Nick Sirianni was fantastic.
Yep, this is the type of team I think can take a big step forward this year. But even like I said, with that said, they're only going to win their division by a game or two. It'll always be tough to get past that division. And, they can make the playoffs as a wild card. The plenty teams do. And so that's going to be a good division to watch all year.
Fair enough. NFL should follow MLB's model of suspending Trevor Bauer for 2 years, suspend Deshaun Watson for a long time.
So these cases are incredibly different.
Yes.
Trevor Bauer, whether agreed upon or not with the ladies he was with.
Did he beat the living hell out of somebody?
Yeah, he beat the lady up, and she ended up in the hospital. And anything that affects the Shield is gonna reflect negatively on any of these players. But if you have picture video evidence of abuse, it makes it so much easier to say this player is a bad person. He doesn't.
Schmuck, yeah.
Yeah, he violates our personal conduct policy. We don't want him anywhere near our team. What Deshaun Watson did was mostly disgusting. It wasn't. He didn't rape the girls, and there's no. Support.
I agree.
There's no criminal activity here, at least not yet. And so what we're really talking about is kind of gross and not kindness, and I feel like if you're suspending a guy for 2 years over that, or even a year over that, you've taken it a bit too far. Do I think he should be suspended? Yeah. I think he did violate the NFL's personal conduct policy. I don't think he acted in such a way where the NFL should be proud of him and what he's done. But 2 years is a long time to go, man. And I hate to see those kinds of things happen because, I don't condone anything he did, but at the same time, we have a justice system for that. That's what that justice system is there for. It shouldn't be about taking away a person's ability to go have a career, for their whole career. Clearly suspended.
Personal conduct policies.
Yeah, clearly get him in trouble. Like, I'm not saying he shouldn't be, but 2 years is a long time.
It makes me angry that this has been synonymous with each other. I brought this question up because so many reporters, so many writers have this should be following the MLB. No. He beat the living crap out of a female. That's a problem. It's different when you go to sex parlors and get accused of having sex. Okay? That's what this boils down to. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way 66 people did not know after about 10 of them that this was happening. The Texans paid for some of the hotel rooms, man.
Not only that, but a lot of the girls. There are some girls who said they would never do business with him again, and kudos to those girls for standing up for what they believe. But many of the girls tried to book follow-up appointments with him and are now suing him, saying he made them feel uncomfortable. I mean, I can't speak to. I'm not ever here to victim shame. If he acted in such a way where he was inappropriate, he should be reprimanded for that. But at the same time, if you're a female and you don't like the way you're being treated by somebody, don't book a follow-up appointment. Don't try to get the guy's money again. What happened the first time, right? So, report it, do what you have to do, get paid. But yeah, I mean, so the girls who did book follow-up appointments with him and try to get him back on their table really ruined this for the girls who genuinely felt violated, felt disgusted by what he did. And like I said, some punishment should come. I think 4 or 5 games is what most people think it should fall in the range of. And that's probably pretty fair. I mean, that's a bunch of money he's going to lose for acting a fool. And, let's move forward. If he did something worse than that, let's get the legal system involved and put him behind bars. I'm all for that. I have no tolerance for treating women badly. But this situation, to me, has been kind of a messy one overall. It falls more in the line of grossness than it does, criminal.
And for fact checking, I'm saying, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they've already passed the criminal part of it. It's only civil now. But there is no criminal part of it.
They declined to press charges, at least the first X amount of women.
There you go.
But I think more women have come forward, and they're trying now to reopen up that case, or give it a new stature. I don't know the legalities of it, but as far as I know, Deshaun Watson is under no legal peril whatsoever. Instead, it is a civil case where it sounds like a lot of these women are trying to get paid. Some of them are jumping on the bandwagon who previously had said they didn't have any problems. And I'm not trying to paint Deshaun Watson here as a victim. He's not. He did disgusting things, inappropriate things. But there's a system in place for that. Let's get that taken care of, and let's move forward. This suspending for 2 years, I think, is just a gross overstep by the MLB and the NFL. If they did something wrong, get them in trouble, no problem. But that shouldn't prevent you from being able to make a living.
Fair enough. You'll be back tomorrow, and I hope that you have a good one, Sammy.
Always a pleasure, my friend. I will be here.
Hey, flash the Brady jersey.
Thanks, my friend. Have a great day.
All right, man. You too. Bye. All right, guys. When I come back, I'm talking about lacrosse and what happened in the PLL and, of course, the NLL. And then a Miami Heat trade. Should we trade for Donovan Mitchell? Talk about that next on the AM Drive. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah. You want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
If you host a podcast or really small business, it can be hard spreading the word. Friends want to check it out, but chances are they might not. So it's time to grow your brand with Popple. P-O-P-L. Popple is an easy-to-use but high-tech digital business card. You can get your Popple using the code AMDRIVE for 20% off your order. Set up your links and share. Don't worry, people you share it with will not even need a Popple, so it makes it that much better. So when you get your Popple and keychain, pops like even credit card form, enter the code AMDRIVE in all caps for 20% off on popl.co. On this edition of Mike Said It First, I want to talk about this right here. Because we are going to be talking about lacrosse. It is Lacrosse Thursday. We welcome you back here to the AM Drive. I watched Premier League Lacrosse on Saturday. Yeah, it was the Chaos and the Whipsnakes. I officially decided my fandom is to the Chaos. I love the Scorpion. That's one of my favorite little animals or bugs, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they are, but you get it. And in the final minutes, the Whipsnakes, who have a player that is signed to the San Diego Seals, is a rookie in the PLL, got a game winner. A game winner in his first lacrosse game, and the Whipsnakes did win the game. I believe it was like 9-8 or 10-8, 9 or something like that. But Chaos did lose. But as the game was going on, I bought myself a Chaos shirt and a Chaos pint glass. It should be in the mail pretty soon, actually. I still think field lacrosse is secondary to box lacrosse. And Saturday was also home of the NLL Finals. Game 1, Bandits and Mammoth. This game was fantastic. The Mammoth gave the Bandits everything they could. Matt Vince and Dylan Ward, as great as they are, allowed a combined 29 goals. While the score was still 14-14, defender Weiss came through, got a big goal with like 54 seconds left, and that was how Game 1 was captured. Game 2 is in Colorado on this Saturday in 2 days, and I cannot wait for that game. It's going to be fantastic. I think Colorado could very well tie it up, but Buffalo might have something to say about a sweep as well. If I'm picking the game, I would have to say, I'm going to go with Colorado forces Game 3. This game will also be broadcast on ESPNU, which is fantastic for the NLL. I'm telling you guys, if you think lacrosse is cool and you watch field lacrosse like I did, you've got to check out box lacrosse. It's even faster, it's more physical, it's awesome. Chris Hoop Spaces on Twitter showed a trade that NBA 2K proposed. The Utah Jazz traded Donovan Mitchell and Juan Hernan Gomez. And they wanted Tyler Hero and Kyle Lowry in return. I'll admit, this one at first was kind of scary for me. Because I really like Tyler Hero, but I don't want to let my Tyler Hero fandom get in the way of the bigger picture here, that is winning championships. So let's say you get rid of your sixth man of the year. Let's say you get rid of your starting point guard. You still have Duncan Robinson. You still have PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo. The problem is you get rid of your point guard. I love the fact that, Oladipo played with the Orlando Magic. He played point guard. But starting Oladipo, Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, and Bam Adebayo would be a small lineup. It'd be a good lineup, but it'd be a small lineup, and I don't believe it would win a championship. It might, but I don't think it would. I believe that Tyler Hero and Kyle Lowry are key to this team's success, the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero showed you he is really good offensively, and he's working on his defense, including a couple chase down blocks in the playoffs. I expect Tyler Hero to only get better. He's good at attacking the rim. He's good at floaters, mid-range, pull-up, fadeaway. You name it, Tyler Hero's got. He can even dunk the ball and shoot a three. Kyle Lowry runs the offense, and when healthy, he's pretty good. He's an NBA champion. I know the Warriors were decimated. That's okay. Kyle Lowry still played very well against Stephen Curry. I believe the Miami Heat would be foolish to trade for Donovan Mitchell if it meant giving up both of those players. If it was Mitchell for Tyler Hero, I could see that. But even then, Tyler Hero has shown he is going to work his butt off. And that's what Miami Heat needs. I'm not saying Donovan Mitchell wouldn't. I'm saying right now, Tyler Hero has gotten better year after year. I believe that's only going to continue. He may not be the pure athlete that Donovan Mitchell is, but his offense is very well-rounded. And his defense is only going to get better. Same thing can be said about Donovan Mitchell once again. But I'm going to say right here, I want Hero and I want Kyle Lowry on my team. But I thought that was a great trade 2K proposed. And shout out to Chris Hoop Spaces on Twitter. Tomorrow is Friday, and I cannot wait. Once again, Sammy Action will be back. These weeks just fly by, man. They fly by. In about a month from now, we're going to have our 1-year anniversary for the AM Drive. That'll be pretty fun. Aaron does not come back till August, but, who cares, right? It's going to be fun. I had fun with Sammy's stories. I hope he has more of those coming soon for us. So for Sammy Action, filling in for Aaron Crouch, I am Michael Carvalho saying so long. Have a good one. and drive safe, won't you? Bye.